this guy, the guy who created this, I have no idea who he is. I didn't even know he existed. But let's see what he has to say about this, because I'm very interested to see what Classic Plus has for World of Warcraft, and more importantly, whether Classic Plus will be enough to save the decline of World of Warcraft into the ether within the next 5 years. Or whether, you know, the Riot MMO or Ashes of Creation or something's just going to come out and just fucking stomp it into non-existence. Which I still think is more likely. But we'll see. Let's see.
You think you do, but you don't.
Hold on.
You think you do, but you don't.
Fuck, I love that line. I love the you think you do, but you don't. And it turns out we did.
There's something different about Classic. 18 years and 9 expansions later, people still want to play the original version of the game.
Absolutely. Everyone really, really wants to play the original version of the game, because the original version of the game was so much more impactful, so much more valuable, so much more exciting to play. I don't think since vanilla there's been an expansion that did as good of a job as the base game in itself. So if they just continue to build off of the base game and keep all that content valuable and relevant to the game, I think they would have lasted a lot longer. And WoW did last a very long time. I loved TBC, I loved Wrath, I didn't so much love Kata, and WoD felt like a kick in the nuts, but when Classic released, I was very excited about it. I was super excited to play it.
So what makes Classic so special? Why is it that we keep coming back to vanilla? And what's next?
Sometimes I think about how good Classic WoW was.
What if one day we got Classic Plus?
If there was a Classic Plus, chat, would you guys be okay with tuning of classes like Boomkins, Shadow Priest, Red Power?
God, this. You know what? The more I hear about Classic Plus, the more excited it gets me. I don't know if this is just because I'm an old man now. I'm a boomer. My time has come and passed. If I sneeze too hard, I turn into dust and die. But the idea of Classic Plus is so exciting to me in a way that I haven't been excited for World of Warcraft in a very long time.
What if they open Grim Patrol?
I'm sold. Blizzard, do it.
What if all those like big quest chains or quest lines that they never got to finish were made?
Yes, we're getting another iteration of Classic.
What if we got a Karazhan, Scarlet Crusade raid?
People genuinely want Classic Plus.
They're planning something else, and it's not Season of Mastery 2.
New zones that have different purposes.
They're probably planning Classic Plus.
There is.
So yeah, if Asmongold's saying that, he probably knows something everyone else doesn't. Asmongold doesn't tend to like speak out of turn, so he either knows something or he's seen an interview somewhere where they're talking about the game or the devs or something that's told him that they're planning on doing a Classic Plus, which is amazing. Like all they said, like there's so many unfinished storylines from vanilla that were just never touched on again, and I can imagine how much content they could pull just by touching on that. For example, the entire Uldum instance that happens somewhere around like the level 30s and 40s. There's like this whole storyline in the middle of the desert with all these underground tombs with all the titans and shit, and it just ends. It just goes nowhere. It's just like, catch you later, and then you never get caught later. So, like, I would be super excited to see where all those original storylines went, because I think I must have spent a good solid 500 hours of my life back in the day just looking into the World of Warcraft story, just looking at every quest line that led to something, and then half the time in Classic, or not Classic, in Vanilla, you would get to the end of a storyline, and it would kind of be like this to be continued kind of thing, and it just stopped. So I'd love to see them expand on all those loose ends. That would be so good.
So much potential for Classic Plus. New tiers, new raids, Emerald Green, Karazhan.
There's so many things you can do with World of Warcraft.
Oh, a little bit of epilepsy there.
Classic Plus would kill it.
It would.
If they did it right.
Also, can I just say, holy shit, this guy's editing is fucking insane. This guy's got really good editing.
Do you remember the first time you played WoW?
Yes.
I remember first loading this game up as a shy 13-year-old and being absolutely blown away by the immersion the game had to offer. The music, the story, the world.
Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, oh my god. Zoomer journalist looking ass editing. Listen, I can appreciate it. I can appreciate the hard work that went into it. Maybe it is Zoomer journalist editing, but you know what? He put in the work, and like I felt something in that first minute there. I felt emotions about Classic Plus. He got me a little bit hyped. But my god, look at that art. Look at that. Oh, that takes me back. This is like a massive nostalgia boner. Is this kind of art style. This used to be all the shit that was all over the place during the Warcraft 3 and vanilla Warcraft days. Oh, it was so good. I miss this fucking art style so much. It wasn't about fucking, I don't know, here's a storyline about two gay priests who have sex even though priests are supposed to be virgins. We're not trying to be inclusive. We're not trying to be this. They were just like, how could I make the most badass pencil drawing possible? And then they fucking did it. And that's why people loved it.
Story, the world. It felt like the game I'd always wanted to play. Fast forward 17 years and I'm still playing that game. Almost
It's time to hop off, buddy. Wait, does he mean he's still playing retail? Or does he mean that he's playing classic? I would assume he means he's playing classic, because if he was playing retail, he wouldn't give a fuck enough to make this video.
2 decades after Vanilla's initial release, and 4 years after its re-release, the game has a population that is growing. This is almost unprecedented. It's often forgotten how culturally significant WoW was at the time.
You see, this is the kind of fun people remember. Is this right here? I immediately recognize this scene. This is the Leroy Jenkins scene. This is when a legend was born. And slowly over time, we watched as this Leroy Jenkins thing went from this worldwide phenomenon that was funny and hilarious, all the way down to something that was cringe and overplayed and became a marketing scheme.
Significant WoW was at the time.
World of Warcraft.
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 Okay, you call it.
Okay. I've got to say this. This is like triggering my autism. Fuck the Big Bang Theory, because I watched their World of Warcraft episode and that it was written by a bunch of writers who obviously have no fucking idea how that game works. Fuck those guys. They are idiots.
Oh, it's just the game.
Didn't you go out and socialize with your friends?
I am socializing, Artar.
Same actually with South Park. The way the game plays, it's not accurate to the way it actually is, but I can forgive it enough because it's at least better than what the Big Bang Theory did.
Go out and socialize with your friends?
I am socializing, Artard. I'm logged on to an mmorpg.
A video game having this.
Why did Artard never actually catch on as an insult? I like Artard. It sounds good. If someone were to call me Artard, it would probably put a smile on my face. That's a good insult. Also, what's up, Aristus Fever?
Much mainstream appeal wasn't normal. WoW was different. Classic is a reminder of that. It's not just that Classic is good, it's also that it's not retail. People are tired of the way retail WoW is going.
Oh, that is a beautiful way to put it. Classic is so good because it's not retail. That is the perfect way to put it. Why do you like Classic WoW? Well, because it's not retail WoW. That is... Oh. What a wonderful way to put that into words.
Thinks, oh, you know, the majority of players, they just want, you know, the new sparkles, they want the new mounts.
Dude, I hate this game. This game made you, dude. I don't care.
People ask, why not play it on retail? Would that be fun, Czar?
It just seems like over and over, Classic WoW just keeps getting the attention.
You know, I'm noticing things here. Have you ever noticed? This is like an archetype, but have you ever noticed that like all like MMORPG content creators or like anyone who shows their face, who plays a bunch of MMOs, it's always the same archetype of a white guy with a beard. It's like standard. It's like, you know, it's like an ID card for being an MMO player. It's every single fucking one of us is just white guy with a beard or some variation on that. We're all technically just the same person saying different things.
It keeps getting the limelight. That's where players want to be.
Cash shops, a fragmented world and story, loss of class identity, an absurd amount of bloat.
Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? It's going like, look, it's even the same camera angle.
Loss of class.
It's just Asmongold, white guy with a beard. Next year, white guy with a beard. Me, white guy with a beard. I'm willing to bet that if we ever saw Man's face, he would be a white guy with a beard.
Class identity, an absurd amount of bloat, and expansions that make all previous content completely worthless, causing the world to feel infinitely smaller.
You serious?
This is actually what I was talking about earlier, right? Whole expansion. 2 worlds, massive continents. That's the whole fucking expansion. A small pile of shit in the ocean that just poked its head out. Whole expansion. Wide open world to explore. Only this little piece in the corner. That's all that matters.
You serious?
This is like one of the biggest problems in WoW. Every expansion removed everything that existed before. That is not how you want to expand an MMO in general. The game is basically smaller than it was ever before, because all of this is actually completely useless.
At its
you see, he's 100. This guy's 100% right. Like, I also appreciate him for calling Mr. Pandaria Pandaland. So every time WoW releases an expansion, the game gets smaller, not bigger.
Actually completely useless.
At its core, WoW and its expansion system is fundamentally flawed.
During Legion, they took a risk with artifact power, a never-ending grind, and it was met very, very well by the players. Battle for Azeroth is already in production.
Okay, so the artifact power grind, right there's like huge debates about this. I think the artifact power grind was only good because it was new. It was something that people hadn't experienced before. It was something that seemed interesting to match one singular expansion, but then they just kept on expanding and dragging it out, and it was this infinite power treadmill that you had to get on and keep on running on. And over time, that just drains people's mental state, and no one wants to play the fucking game anymore, because you realize you're sitting there grinding out this game for 12 hours a day to get big number up, and the big number you're getting up is not your damage, it's some fucking number in a back screen that's attached to a goddamn amulet, or I don't know, the artifact condom that your character is wearing, because if you don't size up the condom for your dick, then you're going to have a small dick forever, and then everyone else's dick is going to be bigger, and they're just going to crush you with it. Right? I think that treadmill was fun because it was new, but the second it stopped being new, it was a problem.
Not until the end of Legion that people start getting annoyed with artifact power. Oh no, our next expansion has exactly the same system in place, and there's nothing they can do about it. We've already built it.
It's not even that the game has changed. It's that it's now a different game entirely. The people who enjoy retail are for the most part a completely different type of consumer, but there is clearly still a market for the old WoW.
The reason Classic is so much better that's me! Is because everything you do in Classic matters, and everything you do in retail feels like it doesn't matter at all. It feels like it's gone tomorrow. But in Classic... So, with the short, when Ilgi uploaded it, I was really worried that what I said here didn't actually fully explain my point here. So let me expand on this a little bit. When you play Classic WoW, you need to go through everything. You don't just get to level 60 in green gear. You skip out on Molten Core, you skip out on Onyxia, you skip out on every other raid or level 60 dungeon that matters, and just jump straight into Naxxramas. You can't do that, right? You've got to slowly build your power over time. There is still a kind of leveling system after level 60. Everything has like an impact on your character, and if you see someone with a legendary weapon or with something like, I don't know, the Sulfurous or something like that, you look at them and you're like, God damn, this guy's a fucking legend, right? Because you know exactly how hard he had to fight for that exact moment in game. Also, yes, Mom, I'm on YouTube. I think also what made Classic feel so much more impactful was there was no pay-to-win systems, right? If somebody looked fucking awesome in-game, it's because they worked really hard to look awesome in-game. There wasn't just a go into the cash shop and buy a $5 skin and slap it on my piece of shit character who doesn't do any damage. Oh, I look just as cool as that guy who's spent 80 hours raiding to get, I don't know, the Warglaives of Azeroth or something like that, right? So the visual progression mattered. Everything you did in the game felt significant. And then Retail WoW was like, oh, well, we could, you want to pug raids for like 5 minutes a day? Well, here you go. Don't worry, next week there's going to be a new patch with new gear, so everything you did doesn't matter and it's completely invalidated. Retail. Wow. Everything feels good because it's such a goddamn battle to get anywhere.
The recent success of the original game is the clearest message Blizzard could receive.
The fans, the community.
Hey, look, it's me again.
We know what we want. We know where we want the game to go.
So Era is thriving. People love hardcore. Where does Blizzard go from here? People have been playing vanilla on private servers for over a decade.
Yes.
So is that...
Because the private servers did a better fucking job with the game than all of these devs at Blizzard. I shouldn't say the devs. I should say the management team who decided shit like, let's put in a WoW token. Let's put in all this other bullshit that doesn't matter. Let's make raiding feel irrelevant. Right? Let's make half of your abilities feel ineffective or kind of pointless. Let's slap in these permanent rotations that there's no escaping from.
It? Or is there room for a new direction for Classic? The No Changes movement was great for Classic's initial release.
It was.
But some of us think that there's potential for something greater. Something that could remove the need to restart on another server every 1 or 2 years. Something like Classic Plus.
Oh yes.
Classic Plus is the idea that Blizzard should take the original version of the game and expand on it. Keep that one world, but add new content in line with what made vanilla so great.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I just realized, like, okay, so this is my childhood dream. This is me. Like, I just had a key memory unlocked when I saw those emerald dragons there. There is a portal to the Emerald Dream, or what's supposed to be the Emerald Dream, hidden away in Duskwood. If Classic Plus opened that portal, I would be so fucking happy. It would make me so excited. And I'd like, keep in mind, all of what I'm saying here is under the assumption that when Classic Plus releases, it's going to be the same as vanilla, where it's going to be this very beautiful, passionate, we're doing this for the players thing, and that's exactly when you should play Classic, because it'll be at its pinnacle, and 1 year later, maybe 6 months later, Classic Plus will be royally fucked by Blizzard. They'll add in a WoW token. They'll royally screw over their players to monetize the shit out of it, because they'll realize that more people are playing Classic Plus than retail, and they will take everything beautiful about the experience, gut it, and try and fuck you as hard as possible to try and get at everything in your wallet. So the time to play Classic WoW is when it releases, until you see that one update where they say, hey, we're adding in the WoW token. Because that's coming. It's coming. This is still Blizzard. I didn't play WoW for that long. I was hooked, though, and then came Shadowlands. Dude, Shadowlands was so bad. And the worst part was, okay, this is what made Shadowlands so bad, the more I think about it, is Shadowlands had the same problem as ESO has. Shadowlands cinematics were fucking amazing. And then everything in the game just didn't match up to that at all. Like, I got so fucking bored of Shadowlands that I actually quit the game before I hit the max level. But the cinematics were fucking beautiful. I thought they were incredible. They had this whole story hook going to them. And then when it came to gameplay, it was run Torghast. Oh, you done running Torghast? Why don't you run Torghast again? Have you thought about running Torghast? Okay, but I listen, I know you want to go out and adventure and see the world and see this whole thing unfold, but have you run Torghast 5 times today? Oh, you have? Well, have you run it 10 times? Are you sure you don't want to run Torghast some more? Right? And that kind of shit kills it real fast.
Turn it into a true forever game. This isn't a new concept. Blizzard needs to learn, steal, and listen. Imagine. Yes. A game with an open line of communication between the players and the devs, where new potential content is voted for. Where he's saying new potential content is voted for, he's directly referencing, at least I think he's directly referencing old school RuneScape. A game that places an emphasis on the world and not the players, where you get rewarded for the way you want to play. That has an ever-expanding world where nothing gets left behind.
God, I hope
whether
so.
You believe it or not.
Yeah, you know what? If they pulled a Guild Wars 2 and they kept all endgame content relevant to some degree so that you would want to experience all of the endgame content, that would be the ideal case for Classic Plus. So when he said that Blizzard needs to steal ideas, he's 100% right. Blizzard needs to steal every single amazing concept from every other MMO out there that has done those little elements right and put it into one MMO. And they have the money to do it.
It's already happening.
Senior Game Designer, WoW Classic. Design and implement features and content into the Classic WoW experience.
That's the Classic Plus, boys. A little sprinkle on the top.
Classic era servers may include new content that differs from the experience of the original WoW.
God,
Classic
please.
Logo, right there.
Classic's full potential is Classic Plus.
That is what Vanilla Plus really means, is it not? Unlimited potential.
My God, yes, please.
The fact of the matter is, the audience is already here. Remember what happened last time there was a private server this successful?
Recently invited the core development team, Nostarius, to its campus in Irvine, California.
Blizzard.
Man, Nostarius was so good. I remember that. I wonder what happened to all those private servers. I wonder if they're still up and operating. I know that there is the private server for Ascension WoW, and I have played that a little bit, and that's super fun. Because there's not really any classes in Ascension WoW. You just kind of pick and choose whatever abilities you want across all classes. So you can make whatever like meme build you could ever think of. It's like WoW Unchained is what it feels like. But I wonder if there are other private servers that are currently thriving. I would assume not, Because if I remember correctly, Blizzard did crack down on a bunch of private servers because the private servers weren't just housing players who wanted a good game to play. They were proving how dog shit Blizzard was at their job by doing a better job than Blizzard ever could.
Blizzard have an opportunity to undo years of missteps, to unveil a new timeline.
That'd be great.
Classic Plus will be a love letter to its players. A shift is happening in the gaming community, and in November, when we have our first BlizzCon in years, you'll see it too.
Oh shit, BlizzCon's coming back.
Classic Plus will be a new era for WoW.
A new era for WoW for 6 months.
Oh shit.
That was actually a really well edited video. I like that video was exceptionally well edited, and it kind of almost had like an ad feeling to it, and it did have like zoomy journalist kind of editing, but that was a really good job. That was a fucking great job. Well done to that guy. I'm definitely going to be watching this guy. I think he's got a good future at this.